YouTube, what's up? Steve K here with you all with another video. And this video is going to be not a collection or anything like that. I was almost going to say that. This is going to be my 2019 MLB season predictions. Like what teams I think will finish, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Not going to do like playoff predictions or anything like that, and probably not wins either. I might say like for a few teams, like what wins, I think they'll get and all that stuff, but that's just about it. All right, so let's get right into this. And I have my girlfriend on Skype as well, in case you hear any,
Hello there.
in case you hear any noises in the background or anything, just let you know who that is.
My TV.
Yeah, it's all right, ain't gonna hurt it. All right, so here we go. For first place, I am going with a team that you're probably going to be surprised with that I'm going to be picking. I am going with the Boston Red Sox for first place. Now, they did win the World Series against the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers have lost 2 straight World Series to the Houston Astros in 2017. I still think the Astros should be a National League team, and the Brewers should be an American League team now. But the Red Sox, beat the Dodgers in the 2017 World Series, or 18 World Series, excuse me. So there you go. So once again, I'm picking them for first place. I think the rotation will be about the same with Chris Sale at ace, and number 2 probably David Price or Nathan Eovaldi. Number 4 probably maybe Eduardo Rodriguez and Rick Porcello at number 5, or something they may do, but I don't know. Their catchers, I'm not sure. Probably will be Blake Swihart and Christian Vasquez. Don't know about Sandy Leon. Shortstop will probably be Xander Bogaerts. First base, Mitch Moreland. Second base, probably will be Dustin Pedroia if he doesn't get hurt, or maybe Eduardo Nunez. And Rafael Devers at third. And then the outfield will probably be in left field, maybe Andrew Benintendi and Jackie Bradley Jr. in center, or they may change positions up, and Mookie Betts, the Mookie Monster, in right field, and J.D. Martinez at designated hitter, or it could be Brock Holt at second base if Pedroia winds up, getting injured again, but we hope not, but pretty much there you go. And for their closer, I'm not sure because Craig Kimbrell is a free agent. He might return to the Braves. They don't really know. The closer could probably want to be in, I'm saying either Brandon Workman or maybe some other new person. I really don't know. Because they got a lot of pitchers on here, but maybe Tyler Thornburg, maybe, but somebody on here. I really don't know who it could be. For second place, I'm going with the New York Yankees. I don't really want to go for them for second place, but it's a prediction, and it wind up they may not finish second place. So their catcher pretty much will be Gary Sanchez, I believe, or Austin Romine might get some playing time. First base will be Greg Bird. Second base will probably be DJ LeMahieu and Gleyber Torres. They lost Ronald Torres to another team, and they signed free agent shortstop Troy Tulowitzki because shortstop Didi Gregorius is going to miss a little bit of playing time because of Tommy John surgery. So Tulowitzki will probably be at first base or shortstop, and Luke Voigt may get some playing time with Greg Bird. And third base will probably be Miguel Andujar. And then for the outfield, left field will probably be Giancarlo Stanton or maybe Aaron Hicks, and then maybe Aaron Hicks in center field, and maybe Clint Frazier might get some playing time, or maybe Brett Gardner too. And right field will probably be Aaron Judge, and the designated hitter will probably be Giancarlo Stanton and Brett Gardner maybe. Or if Jacoby Ellsbury makes the roster, or if he winds up, not getting hurt, he could get some playing time maybe in center field and maybe at DH too. Or maybe Aaron Judge could DH. Either way they could, but I think Giancarlo Stanton will be the DH most of the time. And maybe Brett Gardner will play left field and Aaron Hicks in center field. And Aaron Hicks just signed a new contract with the New York Yankees. The rotation will probably be Luis Severino for number 1. The number 2 will probably be James Paxton, who they acquired from the Seattle Mariners. Number 3 will probably be J. Happ and probably CC Sabathia. 3 left-handers in the rotation. And the 5th one will probably be either Masahiro Tanaka or somebody else could get a shot. I mean, I really don't know. But their bullpen is going to be pretty stacked. They got Chad Green, and they got Betances and Britton, and they got Adam Ottavino that they got from the Colorado Rockies, and they got, I think I mentioned Tommy Kahnle, then and of course Chapman, the Fireball. I mean, pretty much, yeah. I say about the Red Sox get 93 wins though, and probably 89 for the Yankees. So there you go. For third place, I'm going with the Orioles. Now, I would like to either finish first or second this year, but they got a new roster and they got a new coach. No more Buck Showalter anymore, which is kind of which is pretty sad because he had been with the Orioles since 2010, and it's gonna be a shame, not seeing him here. But they have a new manager by the name of Brandon Hyde, and it's also the 30-year anniversary of Why Not. In 1989, when the Orioles had a bad season in 1988, they wound up having a better season in 1989. So in 2019, they may have a better season. But I still say third place. But again, no playoff predictions, like I said. And I say about 82 games or so the Orioles win. And don't know, I hope they finish over 500. The rotation is a question mark. It might consist of probably Dylan Bundy at the ace, and number 2 will probably be Alex Cobb, and then Andrew Kashner at number 3, and number 4 will probably be David Hess, who is a guy he did some starting pitching with us, and Jeffrey Ramirez will probably be in the hunt too. But Hunter Harvey is one that's in the mix too, but he has not really made his debut yet. And Nate Carnes, a guy who the Orioles signed as a free agent, who is a starter too, could get some time too. And he could be like a number 4 or 5 starter or a spot starter. The catchers will probably be Austin Wynns and Chance Sisco, as they're 2 young catchers. The infield, first base, will probably be Chris Davis, which I'm not happy about because this guy struck out way too many times last year and batted under 200, which was horrible. This guy needs to step it up this year after signing this huge contract for all this money, and this guy still has not done anything. He hit 47 home runs in 2015, and ever since that, he has done nothing. I think, he's going to lose his job to Trey Mancini, who's probably going to be the left fielder, or one of our prospects like Ryan Mountcastle could come up and play first base. But second base will probably be Jonathan Villar, because the Orioles lost Jonathan Scope to the Milwaukee Brewers. The shortstop will probably be either Richie Martin or Steve Wilkerson, but Steve Wilkerson's been playing a little bit of first base too. But I think personally it's probably going to be either Richie Martin, or it probably is going to be him. I mean, I wish they signed another person in the free agent market. At third base is probably going to be Renato Nunez, which I don't really want because this guy, was our third baseman after Machado left. Well, he played third base and Tim Beckham played shortstop. Well, Beckham is now with the Mariners. So, like I said, not too thrilled about the infield. And for the outfield, it'll probably be Trey Mancini in left field, Cedric Mullins in center field, who took over for Adam Jones, and right field will probably be DJ Stewart and Joey Rickard, who will get some playing time, and the designated hitter will be Mark Trumbo. He's in the final year of his 3-year contract that he signed with the Orioles. And I hope that Austin Hayes will do pretty well because he's an outfielder too. I'd like him to play right field, but if it's between him and Rickard, but I don't know. But DJ Stewart, who came up last year, did pretty well, but it could wind up being DJ Stewart for right field. But once again, Orioles for third place. For fourth place, I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, the Rays actually did pretty good last year, and that's why some people may disagree with this. They may say the Tampa Bay Rays for third place, but, they still have, some pitchers and stuff. I don't really know a whole lot about them. The only one they have is a Cy Young Award winner, and that's Blake Snell. And the others, I'm really not sure because they use a lot of their bullpen people like to pitch an inning or two. They lost Sergio Romo to free agency and a few others as well. Just looking at a notification on my phone, nothing there. The catchers consist of Mike Zunino, who they acquired from the Seattle Mariners. Then he'll probably be the starting catcher. Then the infield, well, really not too sure. Just I really don't know because I don't really follow the Rays that much. But I mean, they'll probably do pretty well. I think they'll get maybe about 70 wins or 78 wins or so. And the outfield, they got Avisail Garcia. That's a tough name to say, but it's pretty funny. And Kevin Kiermaier probably in center field, and right field probably Tommy Pham. The designated hitter maybe Avisail Garcia, and probably Austin Meadows might get some playing time, but I don't know. And that's pretty much about it. And for last place, the Toronto Blue Jays. They have a new manager by the name of Charlie Montoya. John Gibbons is no longer the manager with them, and their rotation looks like it'll consist of probably Clayton Richard, who they acquired from the Padres, I believe, Aaron Sanchez, maybe Matt Shoemaker, Marcus Stroman, and I think that's about it. I don't think they have Marco Estrada anymore. No, they don't. The closer would probably be Ken Giles, and as for a closer for the Orioles, probably Michael Givens maybe or somebody else. And I know I'm not really discussing the closers, but that doesn't really matter. Then the catchers, probably Luke Mailey and Reese McGuire maybe. The infield, Justin Smoke at first, and probably Devin Travis, then Lourdes Gurriel Jr. and Brandon Drury maybe, or Freddie Galvis. And the outfield, left to right, probably Randall Grichuk, Kevin Pillar, and Dalton Pompey maybe, or it could, change up. And the DH, Kendrys Morales, but of course, they're waiting on their big prospect, and that is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Yes, the son of Vladimir Guerrero, the Hall of Famer, who may make his debut this year. You never know, but they're pretty much saying, he might, be called up this year, but I don't know if it's going to be, in the beginning of the season, but could be in June or July, but we'll see. Now we'll move on to the Central. And for first place for the Central, I think for first place it wound up being the Cleveland Indians. So let me just look this over real quick just to see who I think, will finish in them spots. All right. For first place, it has to be the Cleveland Indians. The Cleveland Indians still have a good amount of people on here. Still got their manager, Terry Francona. Sandy Alomar Jr., the first base coach. I mean, I don't know, not really mentioned a lot of the coaches. I mean, they got a lot on there that pretty much still from last year. The rotation, they have Trevor Bauer in the rotation, I think, and Carlos Carrasco, Mike Clevenger. Then we got Corey Kluber, of course, who was on the verge of being traded, but he did not. And that's pretty much about it. Don't really know the rest. So probably be Corey Kluber, then probably the other guy I mentioned, maybe Trevor Bauer, and the other one, sorry about that, Mike Clevenger, and probably Carlos Carrasco. And I don't know about 5. Probably that Shane Bieber guy or something. Or a couple others might be trying to get it. Then the catchers, probably Roberto Perez and Kevin Plawecki. First base, well, it seems they got Carlos Santana back, it looks like, or something like that, because it says that he's on the Indians, so I guess he returned to the Indians. I thought he went to the Phillies. Yep, he did. He returned to Cleveland. Yep, they traded him back, so there you go. All right. Okay, just, I didn't really know that, so probably Carlos Santana at first. Second base, probably Jason Kipnis, or a couple others may get some shots there. Francisco Lindor at short, and Jose Ramirez at third. The outfield, probably, well, they lost Michael Brantley to the Houston Astros, so now that guy, Greg Allen, might get some playing time. And probably Leonis Martin and maybe Tyler Naquin, or I don't really know. If a designated hitter, maybe Carlos Santana, or they'll get somebody else to play first base. So, Indians for first place. Second place, I'm going to go with the Minnesota Twins. The Twins have a new manager, and his name is Rocco Baldelli, a former baseball player who played for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays back in 2003 and was actually a pretty good player. But he retired kind of early because of injuries, I think, and or just a couple other reasons why, maybe. But, I mean, he personally, will probably be a pretty good manager, and I think he'll do pretty good with this team. The rotation, Jake Odorizzi and the rest of them, trying to remember. I don't know about Michael Pineda, because that guy, I think, was injured last year, but then I think I thought they had Kyle Gibson still. I think they do. Yes, they do. And Jose Barrios. So I think they'll be in there, and probably a few others make it. I'm not sure, but we'll see. And also, Joe Mauer retired, their longtime catcher and first baseman. Maybe a Hall of Famer, but don't know about that. Jason Castro, they got for catcher, and a couple others. Then we got C.J. Cron, probably for first base, because he actually used to play for the Tampa Bay Rays. Then probably Jonathan Scope at second base. Yes, the former Oriole, as he is now a Minnesota Twin. Kind of disappointed about that, but it is what it is. Maybe Ronald Torreyes at shortstop, and maybe, I don't know about Miguel Sano at third base. It could wind up being somebody else. The outfield, probably the new acquisition, Marwin Gonzalez in left field. Then probably Byron Buxton in center, and right field, Max Kepler in right field. And Nelson Cruz, new acquisition Nelson Cruz from the Seattle Mariners, they signed as a free agent as the designated hitter. Or he may get some playing time in right field, but maybe not. Okay, for fourth place, I'm going to go with the Detroit Tigers for fourth place. They have a new manager, Ron Gardenhire, replacing former manager Brad Ausmus. Their rotation probably will consist of Buck Farmer, Michael Fulmer, and maybe, I don't know about Matt Moore. I mean, Daniel Norris probably, and Tyson Ross, and Jordan Zimmerman. Don't know about it. And their closer, I think, I can't remember his name. I think it was Shane Green, I think, will be the closer, but and maybe Matthew Boyd might get some shots in rotation. And they only got like one catcher, but don't know like who else. For first base, Miguel Cabrera. Yes, he's still with the team. Second base, probably new acquisition, or, well, actually, no. Jameer Candelario, something like that. I think it's second base. Shortstop, they lost Jose Iglesias to another team, and I think it'll wind up being Nico Goodrum and probably Josh Harrison, the new acquisition, at third. Then for left to right, outfield, probably Nick Castellanos, Jacoby Jones, and Mikey Matuk, whatever. And the designated hitter, I don't know yet. Or maybe Miguel Cabrera could switch to designated hitter. Don't really know. And that's about it. And for last place, the Kansas City Royals. I mean, they've been doing all right, but I just not really like lights out stuff. But I mean, just still a good amount of players left on the roster. Like the roster or the rotation thing would be Danny Duffy, then Ian Kennedy, Jorge Lopez, and that's about it. I can't really remember the rest, as they've got like pitchers on there I don't really know that well, or just I've heard of, but not really sure. And the catchers, Salvador Perez still with them. Then they got, I don't know, for first base, Whit Merrifield probably for second base, and maybe Chris Owings at short, and Where's that other guy? Oh, he changed his name. Adalberto Mondesi. Well, it was Raul Mondesi. Well, he'll probably be the shortstop or so. Well, yeah, he's a shortstop. And the third base, probably Chris Owings, maybe. But I know he changed his name. But Hunter Dozier, another one. Well, he could be the first baseman. And for the outfield, probably Alex Gordon in left field. You know, he's been trying to, get back in the lineup. And probably Billy Hamilton, the new acquisition from the Kansas City Royals. Not the Kansas City Royals, the Cincinnati Reds in center field. And right field, probably Jorge Soler, the designated hitter. Or maybe Jorge Soler, maybe DH, and Brett Phillips might play right field or so. Or somebody, I don't know. All right, and that's it now for the Central. Now let's move to the West. Go West. So for first place for the American League West, I am probably going to have to go with the Houston Astros again. I skipped the Astros there. I thought I didn't. There it is. So Houston Astros for first place. The rotation, still got Justin Verlander, Garrett Cole, and they did pick up a couple people, I think. So probably Justin Verlander at ace and Garrett Cole. And probably Lance McCullers. Well, Justin Verlander at ace and Garrett Cole. And probably Lance McCullers. Wade Miley, a guy who used to pitch for the Orioles and also was with the Milwaukee Brewers. And for number 5, I don't really know. Maybe, I don't really know some of these people on here, just like I said. Maybe Brady Rogers, maybe. I mean, I don't really know. For catcher, probably Robinson Chirinos. A few others. And first base is probably Yuliel Gurriel, whatever it's pronounced, or maybe Tyler White. I don't know about that. Second base, Jose Altuve. Shortstop, Carlos Correa. And third base, Alex Bregman. Then for the outfield, the new acquisition, Michael Brantley, probably in left field, or he may play center, whatever position. Center field, probably Kyle Tucker or Derek Fisher, one of those. And right field, probably George Springer. And DH, probably Josh Reddick maybe, or they may change it up and make George Springer the DH or so, or don't really know. Second place will probably, I say, for second place, this is a tough one. I think I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim for second place. Because they still got a good amount of players still, but they don't have their manager, Mike, oh my God, what's his name? Mike, oh my God, what was that guy's name? That was the manager of the Angels before, Mike Scioscia. There we go. Got it. So Brad Ausmus will be taking over. And the rotation, that's a question because they got Trevor Cahill, Matt Harvey, Andrew Heaney, Shohei Ohtani. Well, he's probably going to be pitchers. I don't think he's going to be a hitter anymore. But don't really know. And I think Tyler Skaggs and Nick Tropiano or something. Then the catchers, Jonathan Lucroy and, well, probably him. First base, Justin Bour, who they got from the Phillies, I believe. Then Albert, not yet. Simmons, probably at, no, probably no, what's his name? I thought he was with that team, or I thought he was. No, well, probably Cozart at second base, and Simmons at shortstop, and third base, probably La Stella or something. I'm just going through the last names now. Then the outfield, left to right, Upton, Trout, and Calhoun. DH, probably well, DH will probably be Albert Pujols. Okay, and for third place, the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners, I don't know if Scott Service or whatever his name is on here is a new manager, but their rotation pretty much looks like Felix Hernandez, Mike Leake, Wade LeBlanc. I don't know any others on here. I mean, I'm really not sure. They lost their catcher. At I say pretty much. I don't know. I mean, Omar Narvaez used to play for the White Sox, and they got Tim Beckham and J.P. Crawford for the infield. Well, J.P. Crawford may play third base, Tim Beckham probably at shortstop, and D. Gordon at second base because he'll be probably taking over for Robinson Cano, who went to the Mets. And the first baseman, probably Ryan Healy. Kyle Seager might be the designated hitter. Or unless they might change it up and Ryan Healy be the DH. And for the actually I forgot Edwin Encarnacion. They have him. He'll probably be the designated hitter. And the outfield, probably Malik Smith, Mitch Haniger, and Jay Bruce. And DH, like I said, Edwin Encarnacion. I completely forgot about him, but that's all right. So moving on now to fourth place, and that would be the I'm gonna say the Oakland Athletics. The Athletics with pitchers like Brett Anderson, Chris Bassett, Marco Estrada, Mike Fiers, and I think a couple others like what's his name? Is that guy? I couldn't really see his name. Aaron Brooks, maybe. I think he's a starter, but I could be wrong. But there you go. And catchers, Chris Herman and Josh Fegley. The infield, probably Matt Olson at first base, Jurickson Profar at second, Marcus Semien at short, and Matt Chapman at third base. Outfield, Stephen Piscotty, Stephen Piscotty in left field, and probably maybe Robbie Grossman in center field and Mark Canna in right field. Don't really know. And designated hitter Chris Davis, the Oakland Chris Davis. Yeah. Apparently there's two of them. But Sean Manaea, I forgot that one guy that's on the disabled list. And for last place, the Texas Rangers. Man, they've been struggling, a little bit and stuff, but I just pretty much predict say that it shall be them. They have a new manager named Chris Woodward, former baseball player back in the day. Their rotation consists of probably Lance Lynn and Shelby Miller and Mike Minor. Maybe Drew Smiley and Edinson Volquez. That's pretty much about it. And maybe this Wei Chi Huang guy, or I don't know. I don't know if he's a starter. Then the others, the catchers, probably Jeff Mathis and Jose Trevino, maybe. The infield, I think Ronald Guzman for first base. Yeah, he's a first baseman. Then new acquisition, Asdrubal Cabrera, probably at second base. Or maybe the other way, or maybe Rougned Odor at second base, and Asdrubal Cabrera at third base, and Elvis Andrus at shortstop. And the outfield, probably, well, he's a right fielder. Or Joey Gallo could probably play first base too, but I think he'll be left field. And center field, Delino DeShields Jr. and Shin-Soo Choo in right field. And the designated hitter, probably Nomar Mazara. Well, Joey Gallo maybe and Nomar Mazara maybe, but I really don't know. But that's the way it is. And that's it for the American League. Took a little bit of some time on there, but apologies about that. Now we'll move on to the National League. And we'll go with the National League East. This one's the tough one, but I'll try my best at this. So I look at the rosters on here. And I'm going to go with the Atlanta Braves again for first place. I believe they finished first place. still have the same manager, Brian Snitker, who, trying to think if he won the Manager of the Year award. I think he did win the Manager of the Year award, but you know what? I think I'm just going to try and just go through this as quickly as I can. I know I'm going up to a lot of minutes. So anyway, Braves for first place. Still with a good amount of the players. Like, still got Freddie Freeman at first. Got new acquisition Josh Donaldson. Brian McCann is back with the Atlanta Braves. Might be the catcher. Maybe or for a few games or so. And Ronald Acuna as well. Then we got Ender Inciarte and Nick Markakis. Kind of wish he would have returned to the Orioles, but that's okay. I mean, the rotation, just pretty much not much to say. No, they also got Ozzie Albies and Johan Camargo. There you go. So Braves for first place. For second place, the actually changed it up. The Philadelphia Phillies for second place, because they've been doing pretty well. Still got Jake Arrieta and a few others, and they also got JT Realmuto from the Marlins, and we got Cesar Hernandez, Reese Hoskins, Gene Segura, Mikhail Franco, Scott Kingery, something like that, whoever it is. Then we got Odubel Herrera, Andrew McCutchen, and Nick Williams for the outfield, I think, or maybe Aaron Altair. Then there you go. For third place, probably the Washington Nationals. I mean, the Nationals have been doing pretty well. They still have people like Max Scherzer and Steven Strasburg. If I can just look at the roster real quick, and it'll show me. They also got Patrick Corbin, and they got, like I said, Max Scherzer and Steven Strasburg. Yep, there they are. I see them on there. And they got Jeremy Hellickson, former Oriole, but yeah. Then they got Joe Ross. He's not too bad. Then Brian Dozier and Howie Kendrick and Anthony Rendon and Trey Turner and Ryan Zimmerman. And they got Adam Eaton, Victor Robles, and Juan Soto. And not really saying anything about the managers, but no, not really any changes there. But for fourth place, will probably have to be the New York Mets. Now, I know some people are probably going to disagree with that because of the people that they got. Because they got Edwin Diaz from the Mariners, and they also got Robinson Cano from the Mariners, and they also got Noah Syndergaard still, and a few others. But you never know. I mean, they could want to finish in second or so, or they may finish first. Then they got Todd Frazier still, Jed Lowry, new acquisition. Then they got in the outfield, Yoenis Cespedes, Michael Conforto, and Brandon Nemo, or it could be Juan Lagares getting some playing time, don't really know. And for last place, the Miami Marlins. Man, it's a shame, for them, but, well, it's pretty, what I mean is, we want them to have, like, a good season, well, because the Marlins pretty much are not really a bad team, but they got Wei-Yin Chen still, former Oriole, and they got a few others. Well, they got Trevor Richards, I think, not bad. Starlin Castro, Martin Prado, JT Riddle, and Neil Walker. Then they got Brian Anderson, Lewis Brinson, and a few others. That's about it. But that's why this is called a prediction. Now we'll move on to the National League Central. And for first place, I have to go with... let's go with... I'm going to go with the Milwaukee Brewers for first place. I mean, the Brewers... Apologies about the clock there, but the Brewers, did pretty well. They got the MVP, Christian Yelich, still with them, and they got... I got to sneeze. Excuse me. So,
Thank you.
Thank you, hon. The Brewers got people like Jimmy Nelson, and they got Josh Hader, who throws heat pretty much. Jolie Chassin and Chase Anderson and Matt Albers from Memorial, relief pitcher. Jimmy Nelson and Brandon Woodruff on the team. There you go. Then the rest of them, just to name a few, Mike Moustakas returning to them, Travis Shaw, Eric Thames, Corey Spangenberg, Hernan Perez, Jesus Aguilar, Orlando Arcia. Then the outfield, Ryan Braun, Lorenzo Cain, and Christian Yelich, the MVP, as I mentioned. There you go. So, first place for them. Second place, the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs, they're, trying to get, get back to winning. Well, I mean, they're doing pretty well, but they still got, Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, Ben Zobrist, Javier Baez, Wilson Contreras, Kyle Schwarber, Jason Hayward, Ian Happ, Albert Almora, Mark Zagunis, or Zagunis, whatever it's pronounced, I don't know. And they still got John Lester in rotation, Jose Quintana, Yu Darvish, Cole Hamels, and maybe Alec Mills could get some, or I don't really know, who might get some pitching time, or Tyler Chatwood maybe, but not sure. So there you go, second place for them. Third place, let's go with this might be crazy, but the Cincinnati Reds. The Cincinnati Reds have acquired some new players, and those players are Yasiel Puig and Matt Kemp from the Dodgers, as they acquired some players too. And, the Reds, got them for the outfield, and also Scott Schebler and Jesse Winkler maybe getting some time, Phillip Ervin maybe, and Jose Siri maybe. And the infield, Scooter Gennett, Jose Peraza, Eugenio Suarez, and Joey Votto. And the catchers, Kirk Casale and Kyle Farmer probably in the rotation. They acquired Sonny Gray, and they also got Tanner Roark, who they acquired from the Washington Nationals. So them for third place. For fourth place, the Pittsburgh Pirates wait a minute. No, change that up. I'm sorry. The St. Louis Cardinals for fourth place. Still with people like, do they still have Adam Wainwright? Yes, they do. Adam Wainwright, Michael Waka, or Waka. Andrew Miller they acquired. Carlos Martinez still got, and maybe Jordan Hicks might get some pitching, or John Gant maybe. I don't think Brett Cecil now, as he's a relief pitcher. And they still got Yadier Molina for catcher, and they got Matt Carpenter, Paul DeYoung, and they also got Paul Goldschmidt that they acquired from the Diamondbacks. And Colton Wong, another player to mention. And the outfield, Harrison Bader, Dexter Fowler, and Jose Martinez. Tyler O'Neill is actually pretty good. But he may get some playing time in left field or right. Never know. And last place, the Pittsburgh Pirates. They pretty much, not really a whole lot to say. Still got Joe Musgrove, Jordan Lyles. That's pretty much about it. And the catchers, not really a lot. And then the infielders, got Josh Bell, and got sorry, I was looking at something on television, just see something. And you got Colin Moran and Jose Ozuna, I think. Adam Frazier, Cole Tucker, Josh Bell. There you go. Then the outfield, got Lonnie Chisenhall from the Indians, Corey Dickerson, Starlin Marte, Gregory Polanco, maybe Josh Martin getting some playing time, don't know. All right, and that's it for the Central. Now to the West. For first place, I'm going to have to say the Los Angeles Dodgers. I mean, they acquired Manny Machado from the Orioles, and they went to the World Series, like I said, but I think they can do first place again. They did acquire Russell Martin from the Toronto Blue Jays. They still got Clayton Kershaw, then we also got Rich Hill, and got Jansen in the bullpen. You got Joe Kelly, who they acquired from the Boston Red Sox, Kenta Maeda, and maybe Brock Stewart getting some time in, I don't know. Ross Stripling. Then like I mentioned about that, then you got Cody Bellinger, Max Muncy, or Bellinger may play a few outfield positions. Then you got David Freese and Corey Seager, but he's been a little bit injured. Then you got Chris Taylor and Justin Turner, a lot of infielders. Then you got the outfield, new acquisition, A.J. Pollock, who might play, and but not sure really about the outfield that much, but shall see. For second place, probably the Arizona Diamondbacks, because just have a crazy feeling about them. Don't really know. I mean, that's just a prediction. Not a whole lot to say. It just they acquired Caleb Joseph from the Orioles, former catcher from us, so might he might I don't know if he might make the squad. I mean, don't really know. Just let's just pretty much say all right. Second place, the Diamondbacks. Third place, the San Diego Padres. They acquired Manny Machado. They signed him to this big, huge contract. And, yeah, like I said, hope he does pretty well with them. I mean, a little disappointed about him, going to that team for all that money, too. But hope that's worth it for them, and just hope he does the best he can. So, once again, Padres for third. Excuse me. Fourth place, the Colorado Rockies. Not really a whole lot to say about them. Just get this video pretty much out of the way. I'm up to a lot of time, but it doesn't really matter. So, I mean, I remember back in the day when a lot of these players or these teams had like players, like in the MLB The Show games or the baseball games, like when the Colorado Rockies in 2010 had Todd Helton still and Ubaldo Jimenez and Troy Tulowitzki was coming up and a few others, but there you go. And same thing with the Giants, like them having when Madison Bumgarner was just starting and Buster Posey, and well, same thing with with the Giants. Pretty much I predict them, for last place. Yep, San Francisco Giants for last place, and that's gonna do it. So thanks for watching. I hope everybody enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and you all take care. And thanks again for watching this video.